What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode here at Talons. So today we're going to be talking skid plates with Bronco Bash right around the corner. We finally are getting a chance to install these skid plates I've been sitting on for about a month. They came from Talon Off-Road. And not only are we going to install my set, but the cool thing is I'll be able to show you a steel set, an aluminum set, and then a stock set. Talon was nice enough to send us a couple of them to kind of show you guys the differences. And then I'm going to show you their fit and finish, man. I already opened a couple of the boxes and they look amazing. We left one of them unopened so I could show you how they package everything, because that's really important to some of us. So I'm going to show you an unboxing, and then I'll show you all the skid plates for the underbelly of the Bronco 2-door. But they do carry other applications, so you can check Toyota, Ford, Chevy. They have all kinds of skid plates for other makes and models, so go check them out. But today, it's all about the Bronco 2-door. I'm going to show you my skid plates and then compare them to the other two. Let's get it. Alrighty, team, so what we're going to do is we're going to open up this box first. This is how they come in the boxes. I just want to show you the box before we actually take it out. I already kind of opened this up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and open the rest of it, take it out of the box, and then show you the packaging it actually comes in. I'm filming this all by myself. Nobody can hold the camera. So I'm going to go ahead and take it out, and then I'll show you what that looks like in 3, 2, 1. There you have it. So this is the aluminum piece. This is a transmission skid plate for the Bronco. This is in the aluminum 1/4 inch. I just wanted to show you their design and how they thought this out really well. I know Bronco I think had their version 1. He went out, beat them up, found some weaknesses, and then the cool thing about Talon is they actually did make it better. They put some drains. Obviously, if you get sand, mud, water, you want that stuff to pretty much drain out instead of sitting in here. And they did a good job by opening that up. They also have every single location to be recessed. Your boat will no longer be hitting rocks. The skid will actually get hit first, and then your boat will be safe. So that means when you have to take them off, you don't have to be like me today, where it was taking me 3 hours to take the stock skids off because I had to deal and cut and mangle with a stock bolt. That's a huge plus. If you buy any skid plates, no matter where you get them, definitely find them recessed, because some of the cheaper ones don't have recessed bolts, but honestly later on you'll pay for it. And then these are also the set that has the reinforced rivets, so you can decide to get them with or without depending on how hard you wheel. But honestly, if you're already going to buy these, I would go with the reinforced setup. Do it one and done. You'll never have to worry about it again. And you can just tell, man, the finish of the aluminum, the weld is good. It's reinforced everywhere. All the places where you're going to take a hit is where they put some time into it and really kind of made a good piece. But I wanted to show you packaging. Again, packaging out of the box is nice. There's no scratches or anything on the finish. Cardboard, plastic. This is the steel counterpart, but I already opened some of the other pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you pieces all together that have already been opened that are just not as big, so I can kind of move them around, show you the differences. But this is 1/4 inch aluminum, and this is 3/16 powder coated steel. So I think the factory is a little bit thinner, so I'll put all three of them together and we'll definitely compare them. So I'm gonna go get those 3 pieces and then we'll take a look. Again, this is the transmission one, and it's pretty awesome, man. Alrighty, so I just lined up all 3. These are the transfer case skids. This is the steel piece from Talon, this is the aluminum one from Talon, and this is the stock one. So again, this is 1/4 inch aluminum, 3/16 powder coated steel, and honestly, like, their finish is super nice. You know, sometimes you get parts from places that are powder coated black, but whatever they use, it's kind of like a rhino liner. I don't know. I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter. It's going to go underneath, but all, you know, like what I said earlier, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I posted a video and it's like opening an Apple item. Like, the finish and the rivets, everything's just nice. It's not cheap. You can tell that they took their time to develop a good piece, and the steel ones are also recessed, so when you put your parts in there, you don't have to worry about that. Again, the aluminum piece is going to be lighter. I think this one's about 15 pounds. This one's about 25. They're like a 10-pound difference, just depending on what you want to get. If you do nothing but bashing on rocks and whatnot, obviously I think the steel probably is still better than getting aluminum. They're using pretty much on everything. I've never had it. I can't give you like a true test, but that's what's going on the truck, and we're going to find out how good aluminum is. You know, just by the weight, sheer weight, if I were to choose one that's going to be stronger, obviously steel is, but this saves you so much weight, keeps the truck happier. You know, honestly, as long as you're checking it. This one is also reinforced. It's just really nice pieces, man. I don't see myself really destroying this one. The stock one is also 3/16 steel, and this one did take some gashes in it. This is the backside, and it even has marks from it shifting and moving and whatnot. It is bent in a couple of the edges, and like I said, this isn't recessed, so when you go and mount it, it really takes a hit everywhere. So that's what the stock one looks like. I mean, it did its job. I didn't break my transfer case from a rock or anything, hit it. It did definitely protect what it was supposed to, but I know some of the Bronco models do not have one at all. So whether you find like an off-market one like this one, or go and shop for a skid plate, it's really important to go protect that, because honestly a transfer case is probably going to be $2 to $4 grand depending on where you find it, maybe even more on some of the newer vehicles. And one of these setups of skids is, you know, I think the full belly skid from Talons like about $1,200, which will pretty much last you the lifetime of the truck unless you're really going hard. Depending on where you're at on the level of wheeling, where you should go, the aluminum I still think is probably the best bang for the buck, just because if you do daily drive it, you don't have to worry about so much weight. Bronco Bash is actually already going on, so we're going to throw these on quickly. I'll show you a final piece once they're on. The differences are crazy. Amount of coverage that you're going to get. This is strong. I mean, it wasn't anything to talk about the stock skid. For a stock truck to come with them, it's awesome, but this is definitely a lot better. And if you're looking for a steel one, these are a little bit cheaper, but the finish is awesome still. This is a good way to go. And honestly, you can kind of mix and match them. Like if you want a stronger one for your transmission, you can do that. Maybe get the front end a little bit less to help with weight. You kind of mix them up depending on what you want, because, you know, underneath the truck, nobody's really going to see it. So it's always kind of, you know, you do what you want kind of thing. But yeah, I'll show you some more skid plates. I'm going to bring up the next one, which is the transmission one, just so you guys can see the difference from the factory one. And then obviously steel and aluminum. Let's get it. All right, team, and the final skid to the trifecta. Well, it is a two-piece. This is the engine cover skid. So this piece right here, I think it's even more important, basically because I took the stock one out, and this one was kind of a pain in the ass to get out. And again, the holes on this one in the front are recessed, so it does protect it a little bit. But these ones right here were a pain in the ass. And again, this one is a lot more damaged. It does have a bend right there. It started kind of folding in. You can see the fold. It's pretty gross. So what's happening is this is bending in, and it's going to end up hitting something on the other side if you continue to hit it. This one also has a hole where the diff actually pops out, and you're always kind of scraping it. So the nice thing is about the Talon side is it actually protects the whole thing. It'll be the skid, and then your diff is actually protected by the skid, so that you don't have to worry about that anymore. Same thing. 1/4 inch aluminum, 3/16 steel, super nice finish as always. And then this one does have the reinforcements. You can see it's right there and right there, and that also has a hole cut out, so when you drain your oil you don't have to take the skid plate off, which is really nice. So you can see this one's also reinforced, but it's a really strong skid plate. I mean, just picking it out, quality is crazy. Quality is crazy when it comes to both of these skids. I've never had aluminum, but if this is what I've been missing out on, I've been missing out on a lot, because this is pretty fancy. I know there's some aluminum companies that even put like a plastic sheet that makes them a little bit nicer to slide on or whatnot. Coming from this, that's going to be a huge upgrade. It's going to be nicer, it's going to protect more, and then less fighting, you know what I mean? Again, recessed, so you don't have to worry about completely destroying bolts and having to cut them off like I did. And just an overall nice piece, and that piece is part of this one. So when you install this, it also has Talons logo, which is really nice. I've been stepping on this to kind of get over it all the time, and it doesn't even fold, not even a little bit. And your boy's thick, man. So there's the final piece for this one. Again, it has recessed mounting locations. It has the extra bars back here for extra strength. Just an overall good piece. This is going to be the front, and then the next one is that piece, and then after that you move on to the transmission, and then the final piece is the transfer case. So all three pieces are amazing, man. They're so far so good. Opening them from the box and just kind of looking at them. Obviously now it goes out to test them and beat them up and see what happens. We're going to go ahead and start mounting them on the actual Bronco, and we'll start showing you as we put them on what fitment looks like. We'll do this piece first. We'll start from the front and go to the back, and just go from there, man. But the stock pieces kind of are trash, especially once you start getting into the engine. Again, this one's not so good. The transfer case I didn't have too much of an issue with, but it is this piece, and then there's another piece that's right here. This piece sits right underneath it. This one does have a bar. This one also didn't fold too much, so it was pretty nice. It did its job. The only thing, again, is the bolts. So those bolts all got trashed, and I had to cut them off. There's two that I had to cut off. The rest, they were just kind of a pain in the ass to do. The rest of them should be easy now to put them on and not deal with any of that. So there's that skid plate, that one, and then obviously the one on the table. So we're going to start mounting this. It is kind of toasty outside, so bear with me. I'll put one on, show you what it looks like, how the fitment is, and then I'll show you the final product. Alright, so we're diving into the install. We're also doing the Weston sliders. I already had these before. We're just putting a fresh set in so it looks nice and good. But I did want to show you something already that's pretty dope. And this is how you manage to get that extra drop on the diff. So this little location right here, they give you this bracket that pushes everything down. And as you can see, my diff has been taking hits all right here. So this skid plate will go here now, and then your diff is not exposed anymore. So no more hits there, no more issues there. And this arm will also get protected. The mounting brackets, I've destroyed mine both on both sides. So if I had these skids sooner, I would have probably save my control arm mounting locations a little bit. Just wanted to show you that, but we're gonna start putting it on. Everything is fitting perfect as it should. It's pretty easy, honestly. All the hardware is nice. Everything is lining up the way it's supposed to, but I did want to show you this because it's pretty important. All the install, honestly, it all goes in the same spot as all your factory stuff, and all these are all pre-drilled from factory, so it's pretty easy. You can pull up all the instructions on their website, but I did want to point this out. So I'm gonna keep installing them, and then I'll show you the pieces as they go on. Let's get it. Alrighty, team, so we just finished the front. There you can see the skid plate is on. Everything lined up perfect. The only reason that I had a little bit of trouble putting this on was because my stock mounting bracket here and here, one of them was bent. I'm not sure which one because it's very minor, so I had to move it over just a little bit and then had to change out one of the washers. They do give you washers like this. I had to shave one down just a little bit to make it fit, but everything else lines up perfect. As you can see down here, just perfect all the way across. And then that bracket that I showed you goes right on below there. And then we're gonna end up putting the rest of them on, but just wanted to show you step one is complete. This is their engine skid plate. Perfect fitment. And you can see all the bolts are recessed now. Nothing's exposed. So you're able to put the bolt in and it hides it away from damage. And then this is the part that I was talking about. See how my control arms are all bent up and ragged out? So this would have actually helped that damage. So it's really important to do this early. You know, if you're like me and you're gonna go test out your vehicle, don't wait too long. Looks like I have a little bit of grease too, so I might have to check my boots there. But everything else on the Bronco looks good. I mean, it's really beat up, it's really scratched up, and these skid plates would definitely come in handy. The sooner the better. Obviously, if you're in the market or you're even thinking of wheeling yours and it's relatively new, definitely do it, because I've even bent up my my intercooler that's up there. It has a little dent like right here. But now this is looking really nice. So honestly, it looks pretty, and the logo's nice. Everything from the front looks good. I just like the way it lines up, and again, the recessed bolts and all that is super awesome. So we're gonna put the rest of it on, and then we'll show you what's up. Alrighty, squad, so we dove in and we've been working on this for a couple hours now. We put slider on this side, and there it is. It's a complete flat belly. So I showed you all the skids. That's the transmission one. That's the transfer case one. Josh showed up and gave me a hand. This is better if you have a partner, somebody to help you kind of lift as somebody puts the bolt in. I was using that box for a little bit, but it's really, really tough. So just have an extra set of hands and it'll definitely help. All the hardware, everything lines up completely. The only problem that I had was this cross member right here didn't have the extra holes that it shows in their deck or whatever that's online. So if you have a Balance 2021, you might have an issue with those holes. We just drilled them out and put some we did our thing, okay? Don't worry about what we did there, but we definitely fixed that to make sure it worked out. Everything else from there forward was perfect, and it's completely flat now. So it gives you some space now to be able to like land on a rock, kind of slide off of it. It's gonna be a lot easier. But new slider also went in. But shout out to Talon, man. All their stuff is honestly super pretty. Again, I keep saying that because I've never had anything this nice. I've never gone the aluminum route, so we're gonna see if it could take the beating like the steel plates do, and then I'll get back to you guys on it. But if you are going to Bronco Bash, these are set. Come and join us Saturday and come check them out. We're gonna test these bad boys out. Let's get it. Alrighty, team, so we just finished installing everything. Everything fit nice. Honestly, my undercarriage was a little beat up, so got to cut a couple bolts here and there, move everything around, but everything worked out. The fitment was perfect once everything was cleaned up in the way it's supposed to be. So if you do have a vehicle that's not as messed up, go put some skid plates on it, because it's going to be a lot easier for you to make sure that works out. But Josh and I did bring this piece. I just want to show you a couple more things. The rib nuts, all their hardware, honestly, it's super nice. The finish makes the product that much nicer, honestly. We're talking about how they were packaged, how everything was kind of just matching the way it's supposed to. A lot of times you get these aftermarket parts and you have to kind of shift them, cut them, split them here, split them there a little bit, and this time around everything kind of just matched the way it's supposed to. My underbelly is all flat now, so I'm excited to test how aluminum does and how long the longevity is compared to like a steel setup. So but shout out to Talons Garage for good pieces. We're gonna go beat them up and let you guys know how they do. We're gonna go to Bronco Bash this weekend, do a couple trails, test them there. Then we have Rubicon, a few trails during the year to see how well they hold up. And then, you know, just having them on, and it's a lot less weight than carrying the steel ones. It's pretty nice. But thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you to Talons Garage. Go check them out. They do have stuff for Toyotas, Chevys, Fords. They have undercarriage protection. They have catalytic converter covers so that way you don't get your stuff stolen. So they have a lot of things. Go check them out. Check their website. Check their Instagram. Give them some love. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, all that good stuff. Check out the Gatekeepers podcast with myself and KC. And we'll see you next time, man. See you guys this weekend if you are at Bronco Bash. If not, we'll see you next time.